the samples are in, and thanks for your patience. Let's start with clear green. This does look pretty, but a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna rule that out. The survey had most of you, 67% of you wanting the white as opposed to 41% wanting the gold. I do think the gold looks pretty, but then I realized that we do still have a lot of marble green in stock with gold, so I don't want to repeat that. So I think the clear winner and what will be produced is the marble gold with white. I know the lighting, there's a lot of backlight, there's a window right over there, so you're catching a lot of backlight, but this is what it looks like on the table. So it looks a little bit better from above. So we're gonna go with the white with the green. Next up is the red. Again, the similar issue here is that not enough contrast, so we won't be making this one. Even though this looks pretty, the overwhelming majority of you guys are similarly 67% wanted it with white. So I think we're definitely gonna go with white and not produce the gold with red. I'm looking from above. That's what it looks like. The other thing I'm considering now is they sent a sample of it being frosted, and what I like about the frosted is that it reduces a little bit of glare. So notice how sometimes the light bounces off and it's hard to see the white, especially if there's white light. Frosting will diffuse that a little bit, so I'm seriously considering frosting the red. It's very subtle, but it's a nice effect, so I'm gonna think about that. But we will be making white with the red. The next up is dark blue. And let's see, about 60% of you like the white, 44% like the silver, and then the rest like the gold. Now the issue with the silver, looking at it up close, again, it's not as much contrast as I would like. It looks good. It actually looks a little bit more gray. I'm not so happy with that. So I'm actually thinking about doing that color with like a flat black. So I'm gonna consider that. Since 60% of you like the white, we'll go with that, but I actually really love this. I realize, and I think part of the reason is that these two colors are complement each other. They're complementary colors pretty much. So we will certainly make this, and I think I'm gonna add this for my as my own personal choice. So we will make that, and most likely also gonna make this, and not make the silvers. So that's what that looks like up close. All right, the next is the purple. Let's see. 58% of you guys like white, 38% like gold, and 36% like silver. Let's see. I actually also like the gold. There's a very royal, regal feel with purple and gold, so I'm really tempted to do that. But this has good legibility, and since we're going to have the gold, I'm going to make also the gold with the blue, so I think we'll definitely go with that one. This one's not enough contrast, won't be making that one. I might add this as a kind of a house choice, but we'll definitely go with that one. All right, and then we got the light blue. So, okay, the light blue. It's pretty light. Some of you actually voted that you wouldn't mind this darker. We could. This is a sample they did that was frosted, which they sent. I didn't even ask them, and it looks good with some frosting. We could actually even go to that slightly darker blue. Silver. Let's see. Silver. 51% of you like silver, but 61% preferred white. I don't think there's enough contrast here that I will stick with the white as a majority rule and go with that. And then I'll probably ask you guys if you are cool with us going a little bit darker and maybe even frosting as well. If you guys are overwhelmingly against it, we won't do it, but I'm gonna ask you guys about that. All right, let's see, next up is the black smoke. I think they both look great. Let's see, 61% preferred gold, 51% preferred white. To me, it's a toss-up. I actually think these are prettier. These are surprisingly, well, in some angles, depending on the angle. We'll be looking up top. The contrast is pretty good. Maybe a little bit better than the gold, but the gold is good enough. And I like the gold, so we'll go with that. And this is what it looks like up close. You can see a lot of the actual smoke is a great effect. So we're gonna go with the gold. The gold there, that's the determination. These came in. I'm actually more happy with these in person. So we might actually still make these. I was worried that it didn't look as pretty, but up close they look, they're quite attractive. So these are still in the running. These are the white smoke with black. Also worth considering and still in the running. I've asked for a couple more samples with different pip colors. We'll see what they look like. I forget what I asked. I think maybe red or slate gray. So I don't want to rule these out yet. This one is pretty, but a little too hard to read. So we need to find a different color, and that's the tricky part, trying to find something that both has enough contrast when it's above the clear part and above the paint. So some angles, it looks like it's easy to read, and some it's not so easy to read. So we're not going to make this combination. The glitter, nobody really liked in the photo. I was more impressed in person than the photo. So we still are going to make a glitter. I don't think we're going to make the pink, even though the pink they sent us didn't match the pink sample, they said. So there's clearly a difference there. This looks more purple. What I have asked a sample for is something like that, a blue and a dark pip color on a light blue versus the dark blue. I know we already have a light blue coming with here, but we got to make a glitter, and of all these colors, I think this might be worth considering, unless they can make us pink. So we got to figure out that glitter again, and soon, because I know we're coming up at the end of the campaign. So hopefully we'll get that sample soon, and hopefully it'll be good enough to make. So those, all right, those are the samples and the determinations. Thanks for watching, and thanks for voting. And we're getting close to wrapping this up. Several more samples should be due this week. I won't get them in person perhaps, but we'll get some photos from China, and hopefully we can have pretty much clarity on the total final dice. At least most of them, the majority will be. All right, thanks guys.